Today is March the 1st. Today, we'll try to respond to the question, what is really important? Let's find out together as we study Judges, chapter 12, verses 8 to 15. So again, in this short passage, we have the story of three judges who are simply mentioned. We don't get their stories, and yet we learn quite a bit about them in the few words that are there. The first judge's name is Ibzan. That happens in Judges chapter 12, verses 8 to 10. After Jephthah died, Ibzan from Bethlehem judged Israel. That means he's from the tribe of Judah. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He sent his daughters to marry men outside his clan, and he brought in 30 young women from outside his clan to marry his sons. Ibzan judged Israel for 7 years. When he died, he was buried at Bethlehem. Now, we're not told how Ibzan judged Israel. What we are told is that his 60 children, all of them, were married to people outside of his clan. Now, we're not told if they were married to Israelites or to the people in the land. Personally, because of the way it's worded, because of what's going on in the context, I kind of think that Ibzan did both. He married off his sons and daughters to other Israelites, members of other clans, but he also married them off to Canaanites, people from Palestine who lived there. Remember that at this time, marriage frequently was not for love, it was for political motives. It was to seal the deal, to forge a relationship between two different factions. And that's apparently what's going on here. Ibzan marries off his children. It may be that this was the way that he sought freedom from Israel's oppressors, by seeking some form of political alliance with other clans within Israel and with people outside of Israel. The next judge is named Elon. After Ibzan died, Elon from the tribe of Zebulun judged Israel for 10 years, and when he died, he was buried at Aijalon in Zebulun. So again, up in the north, Ibzan in the south, Elon in the north. We're not told anything else about Elon. We have no idea how he judged, just that he judged Israel for 10 years. And after Elon died, Abdon, son of Hillel, from Pirathon, judged Israel. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. He judged Israel for 8 years. Okay, let's stop there for a moment. Then we'll read the last verse. So far, all we know is that he sought to show his affluence. Whether he gained that by judging Israel or had it prior to judging Israel, Abdon wanted to show the affluence of his family by having his sons and grandsons ride on donkeys. Now let's come to the last verse. When he died, he was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim. Now we know where he is from. Ibzan, way in the south. Elon, way in the north. Abdon, right in the middle, in the hill country of Ephraim. But when he died, he was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim, in the hill country of the Amalekites. It's interesting that the region is not called the hill country of Ephraim. It's called the hill country of the Amalekites, the enemy. They were the ones that were recognized as the leaders, as the ones in charge. See, the passage is very simple. It's very straightforward. But what it shows us, Ibzan, he was interested in politics. Abdon, he was interested in showing his own possessions. What they were not interested in is what the Lord wanted. And in a way to show that, the author here identifies the region that Abdon judged in as the land of the Amalekites. Israel didn't gain its freedom from Amalek during Abdon's judgment. Instead, Israel continued to be subject to the Amalekites. That raises the question, what is really important? Well, for Ibzan, politics was important. Gaining alliances so the oppressors would be friendly to us. For Abdon, his possessions were important. Being able to show people how much he had. What we don't see in any three of these judges is a statement that they wanted to lead Israel in the way of the Lord. What a shame. What a shame. What's truly important? Think about that today in your own life. How do you live your life? It's easy for us to say, oh, God's the most important thing for me. Is that the way we live our life? Let's live our life in such a way that we show that following God is what is really important for us. If you like what you heard, I encourage you to like, follow, subscribe, and share on whatever platform you listen to this presentation on. If you have questions for us, email them to questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll meet Samson's parents.